Holy, here we go again, Batman.
Hey guys, you're listening to the NerdSync podcast, and this is a very fun special episode where we went and saw the Lego movie on the day it premiered and thought, why not? Let's do a spoiler cast explaining how much we loved this movie. And it still blows my mind, you guys, that a lot of my friends that I talked to and invited to go see this movie all thought it was going to be lame and a childish, stupid kids movie, and so they just didn't want to go see it. So, you know, that's kind of disappointing because, as you will find out throughout this whole podcast episode, we all really loved this movie. Obviously, it is a kids movie. I'd say it's more of just like a whole family movie. We were dying laughing at a lot of parts, but there's a lot of stupid little kitty butt jokes in it that the kids really love. And some of them are actually, I mean, I'll be honest, I laughed at a couple of them. But that's not important, you guys. What is important is that we will be spoiling the Lego movie. That's why it is called a spoiler cast. So if you do not want it to be spoiled for you, if you want to watch it and then listen to this, go do that. I, once again, loved it, so I highly recommend it. And maybe if you hate it, then, you know, talk trash about me on the internet. I don't really care, but you know, don't do that because I'm very sensitive, and I would just, can we just be friends? I just want us to be friends and high five each other all day. That's something my D&D character would say. He's a robot named Klaus. That's not important either, okay? So let's get right into this episode. It's going to be me and my friend Bryce, who you know from this podcast. I say that every time because he's not in anything else. And also Bryce's roommate and one of my best friends, Jordan, who is a very sports-related fellow, which is, I'm surprised that he's one of my best friends because we don't have anything to talk about sports-wise, but he loves Superman, so that's, I guess, I don't really like Superman either. Why are we best friends if he likes stuff that I don't? I don't know. Either way, he's a cool guy, so let's get right into it. The NerdSync podcast, episode number something. Totally forgot to look up what episode we're on. Roll it. Jordan, do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. I don't know why I hit record when we were in the middle of a sentence. Anyway.
This started with, I don't remember.
I don't remember, and neither will they. Alright, so we're going to talk about the Lego movie today because we just saw it yesterday, and I'm sitting down with two of my good friends. This is Bryce, he's alright.
Yeah, I'm Bryce.
Yeah, and then we have
Jordan.
who, yeah.
My first time.
Yeah, I don't think he's been on a podcast.
Never have.
It's exciting.
He was in a Nerds play that ended up getting deleted, not seeing the internet.
Which one was that?
When Nick came up here and what did we play? Oh, we played Castle Crashers.
Castle Crashers.
But something like messed up with the file when he was trying to do it, and so it never saw the light of day.
That's sad. I know Nick's been wanting to play Castle Crashers for a while because he wanted exactly 4. Did you guys have 4 people?
We did at one point.
Yeah.
We had Q, and that was kind of...
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Q doesn't listen to this.
Well, it kind of sucks because, like, with a name like Q, I expect you to be kind of awesome because you were watching Star Trek recently.
Yeah.
And so when I think of the name Q, I'm like, yeah, this guy's awesome.
I just realized that's why I have a natural hatred for Q on Star Trek.
Oh, because you know of Q in real life, and you're like, well, he's terrible.
Yeah.
So... So, yeah, we kind of, we watched the Lego movie on almost a whim the other day. It wasn't planned until the very last moment.
No, it was like, okay, well, we probably should leave then.
Yeah, I told them all. So, when we went to see Iron Man 3, we were pretty late, and we got terrible seats. And so, when Bryce asked me what time the Lego movie was starting, I told him it was 7 o'clock when it was 7:20, just so we could get there on time. Which we did, and we got pretty good seats.
Yeah, and it was a good thing you said that too, because I was still thinking we were supposed to be there at 7, and so when Jordan started playing the Xbox for whatever reason, and so when he started that, he started playing a game, and I was like, Jordan, we need to leave in 10 minutes, and he's like, no, yeah, I'll be able to go. And then when we got there, I was looking at the time, and I'm like, guys, we're going to be walking in 10 minutes before it starts, and Scott's like, ha, but that's where you're wrong.
But I didn't tell you that till we...
Yeah, until we got in there. Yeah,
I told Jordan that I was going to do that early. Did you?
I didn't remember until you said something, but that was great planning.
Thank you.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
got there, lots of children in the theater,
Oh, yeah.
more than I expected.
Goodness, yes, so many children.
When I first heard there was a Lego movie, I'm like, this is gonna be like all of the college kids are gonna go. No,
Nope.
They all think it's stupid.
Yeah, I couldn't get Christian to go because he's like, there's nothing you could tell me to make me watch this movie. It's
hilarious.
We're like, there are explosions and everything, and he's like, yeah, Lego explosions.
I thought the funny part was during the movie, whenever the Legos were shooting, all the little kids in the theater were like, "Oh yeah," and I was just like, "Come on, this isn't the best part of the movie." No.
Yeah.
They're little Christians.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really care about
They just see the explosions, and they're just like, oh my gosh, yes!
yeah, and I'm talking about the person Christian.
Not the religion
no,
Christian.
That's it. I don't. We tap into race sometimes, but never religion. No.
Little Christians.
Little Christians. Yeah, so, because they weren't really focused, they laughed at butt jokes. There were a lot of butt jokes. And then they thought the explosions were cool. But anything that was like kind of well written, it was just us laughing. There were some adults laughing and everything.
Yeah,
too.
it was actually kind of funny because I pointed out to Scott when we got in there, there was a young couple sitting like forward to the right of us.
Without kids.
Yeah. And at first, like, when I saw them, I was like, oh, those are, like, 30-somethings sitting in front of us. And then I, like, leaned kind of forward to see their kids, and there were no kids. And I was like, hey, we're not the only adults here. And then I felt weird because I was like, wow, we're adults now. This is weird.
The way I thought you said it was, hey, look at the way it came across in my mind was, look at those losers. Oh, wait, we're losers.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. It was like, look at those adults at the movie, the Lego movie.
Oh, wait, we're one of those.
We are adults.
We're those people. But before we dive into anything crazy, I do want to say an official spoiler alert, because we are going to be diving into the Lego movie, talking about all the fun stuff, all the jokes and the twists. Yeah, I'd say there's some twists in there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So you have been warned.
Yeah, which I don't know what else to say. I mean,
okay. I love being silent and just waiting for everyone else to talk.
Yeah, see, you stopped, and I was like, I need to say something.
And then, words to fill time. Well, Jordan looked like he was going to say something while I was talking. I didn't know if you were
when you were talking about the little kids laughing, and then some of the older people were laughing at the more well-written stuff, I thought,
oh, gosh.
Well, we did have that one guy behind us that laughed at everything.
Oh, my gosh.
He was kind of like a kid and an adult combined in one.
He was a dad?
He got all the cultural references that we laughed at, but he also laughed at all of the butt jokes and all of the explosions and was like, oh, wow, look at that. Yeah.
Like, right in the beginning, they're singing the song, which is the greatest song ever, which I'll probably throw in somewhere in this episode. It's called Everything is Awesome. And
Everything is awesome.
So that's a little teaser, I guess. But, so they're singing that song, and then the main character, Emmett's like, I could sing this all day! And then it goes, it just has a 5 hours later thing, and that was the first time he talked.
He
goes, 5 hours later?
Yeah, and he just starts laughing. He said it loud enough that I'm sure the entire theater heard him go, 5 hours later!
And then I'm like, we can read, buddy. Yeah. Maybe the kids can't. Maybe that's good. Maybe he did a service.
Well, it sounded like he was talking to his daughter, but it was kind of like,
but like,
just be quiet.
It's like, instead of being the little kid that's like, oh, Dad, did you see that? It's like the dad being like, oh, daughter, did you see that?
See, that's what was interesting, because you say that he's a parent. I didn't get that, because I didn't hear any kids behind us at all.
Oh, no,
I only heard
they had
him.
a son and a daughter.
That's crazy. Yeah, didn't hear them. Only
because
heard
when
him.
they walked in, his wife was like, oh, the best husband ever, taking us to the movies. And I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about anyone being annoying behind me. There's no kids. Mm-hmm. He was annoying. So.
No. Yep, he himself was more annoying than the kids he had. Which you would expect that.
I don't know. There was one kid that bugged me.
Yeah?
And granted, it was a younger kid, but it was like one of those things, your parents take kids out to a movie. That's an expensive thing to do. But like halfway through the movie, not even halfway, we were probably about a half an hour into it, there was a kid back to the right of us somewhere that was like, is it almost over?
I didn't hear that.
And I was like, you bratty little kid. Oh my gosh, if I was your parent right now. No.
Because you were never bratty, Bryce.
Nope. Never. I was the perfect angel child.
No. Anytime I went to the movies, I was like, I knew that when I was a kid, that was like a privilege go to a movie.
Oh yeah.
So when I went to the movies, I remember me. I'm gonna have to ask my parents just to see if this is right, but I remember me being pretty quiet, pretty behaved, because I knew it was a treat and not just something that I could do every time.
It was also cheaper back then, though. Too.
Yeah,
Probably.
it was also you could go to the theater for like maybe $5-6
It's not even the
a
tickets;
piece.
it's the snacks. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
those snacks were probably a lot cheaper.
dude. We used to have a Cara soda in my hometown, and then
I always say Cara
AMC took.
I don't know what that is.
You've never heard of?
What's Cara?
I guess everyone says
soda?
Cara soda, but I say
don't-
Cara Sodies.
I don't know what that is.
It was a movie company. They got bought out by AMC.
Yeah,
Okay.
And so
were they like a cheap place to go?
yeah.
see
They
a movie?
gave free
Yeah,
refills
oh,
on
yeah.
everything.
Oh, nice.
it was awesome.
Tickets were actually a lot cheaper than. AMC.
I'm a really stingy person, so there's a movie theater right by my house that used to be $5 for a movie ticket, and then $5 for a large popcorn, and then you just free refills and everything. And that's what I would
That'd be
do.
cool.
That's what me and my friends would do. We just go see a movie. It would almost be every week we would go see a different movie, and that was really fun because I got to see I got to be up to date on all of my movies. But then they raised the price by $1 of the ticket. And then that drove me so crazy.
Oh, that's we had a $2 theater here in Knoxville, and now it's a $250 theater. And I was like, nope, not going there anymore. It's not the $2 theater anymore.
You are lying to me.
Like everybody's like, yeah, you want to go to the $2 theater, and I'm like, yeah, except it's not anymore.
Guys, we're almost 10 minutes in. We have not talked about the Lego movie.
I mean,
Yeah, so that was okay. But let's talk about more things about theaters.
Yes.
yeah.
Jordan got a Fanta and then had to
it
go
was
back
delicious.
and pay 50 cents because
That girl totally. She loved me.
She dug you, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this guy got free milk duds.
that's right.
He got dudded by this girl, man.
Yeah, that's the highest form of infatuation.
I told my girlfriend she was fairly jealous, but I like making her jealous.
Well, that's
All right,
good.
this is getting weird. Let's talk about the movie.
All right, so marriage
right.
counseling. That'll be a thing.
Was that
when
why
you,
she was angry at me when she heard that we were going to be recording it with a Lego movie because the Lego movie brought back those
I
memories?
guess
of
because she
making
said,
her
"Why don't
jealous?"
you just go marry your friends because you spend all your time with them?" I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I live 6 hours away.
Well, you are wearing a ring
Yeah.
of me, so
Oh, that's true.
You are wearing Scott's ring. That is
So,
the thing.
I mean, is that official or
I can't deny you. I mean,
no? I hope you don't.
Well, if you two want to
It's
just...
a-
Oh, hey.
It's a Blue Lantern ring that he's wearing. For those of you who can't see us, which is everybody. All right, let's jump right into this movie, guys.
let's do it.
The Lego Movie.
Yes.
First of all, I watched a ton of trailers
Yes.
for this movie, so I was kind of hoping that the best jokes wouldn't be in the trailers, and I feel like they
And
weren't.
they weren't.
I felt like there were tons of great jokes in the movie.
There were
still.
the butt jokes were in the trailers.
There were a lot more butt jokes than I thought there would be.
But it was all right though because they were
They
like
were Lego butts.
and they were placed like
But yeah, they were
not one right after the other.
they were
It's not
spread
like,
out a little bit. Yeah.
I feel like if they had put the better jokes in the trailer, more people would go. Because,
You think so?
Because I know a lot of people are like, the trailers just look so stupid.
Well, the fact that like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb have this movie at like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
I
pretty
feel
high
like
up there.
people are gonna start going to see it.
I mean, the same thing is with, for example, I don't like the Cars movies.
Yeah.
So when Planes came out, I'm sure that was pretty high, but I wasn't gonna go see it because it's set in the same universe.
Actually,
as Cars.
I heard it was awful.
Oh, I'm sure it was terrible, but I think it might have been rated pretty high. So I don't really know. I don't want to bother looking it up. I don't know why. I was going to, but I'm like, why would I do that?
Why am I turning on my iPod?
So, do you want to just like strip down this movie?
I think start at the beginning and just piecemeal it.
All right, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
We have never heard.
Well,
that
I was
expression.
gonna say strip it, but I decided to go with a different phrase.
Vocab with Bryce.
All right, Bryce, can you use it in a sentence? What's its etymology?
Strip or piecemeal?
Piecemeal.
When you're making a quilt, you take pieces, you piecemeal them together. I don't even know.
I thought it was like it sounded like a Thanksgiving thing where everyone would bring a piece of the entire meal, and then it would.
That would make sense.
I just made that. I don't know.
Your explanation makes a lot
Yeah,
more
there
sense.
you go. That made more sense than what I said.
Fair enough. Listeners, tell us who's right. Okay, so the very beginning of the movie, we talked about before this. I felt like it started really fast.
Yes.
And I don't know. I didn't feel like it was
really
gonna,
quiet as well.
Really quiet at the movie theater.
I was really actually worried at the beginning.
Me too. I was like, is it going to be this quiet the whole time? And then, so the very opening scene is with Lord Business and Vitruvius.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell and Morgan Freeman's characters, respectively.
Which is something that kind of blew me away because I didn't recognize. Obviously, you recognize Morgan Freeman's voice, but I didn't recognize Will Ferrell's voice, and he does so many like different voices, kind of anyway.
Yeah.
But there was definitely that kind of like tinge to it that I heard.
Yeah.
But I did not recognize it until they like kind of tell you, and you're just like, oh, duh.
See,
Got it.
I rarely go into a movie without looking up who is in it first. But even still, this movie had so many people in it that I only knew for sure that 3 people were gonna be in it, or no, 4 people, and then 5 people. I'm so sorry.
6,
but then
7.
I just kept remembering other people who were in it as the movie went along. Like, oh, that's who that is, and oh, that's that. So yeah, the movie opened up with a really, really fast scene that to me wasn't super funny the way it was laid
more
out.
Intense.
Yeah.
It was intense, and
There was a butt joke right off the bat.
there was a butt joke, and then I don't know.
He's coming. Cover your butts. Wait, what?
Explosion, which I do think that the effects with all the Legos
Were outstanding.
were super cool. I want somebody to build me one of those Lego explosions. And then I'll
leave it
I'll just display
built.
it. Yeah, that would be
pretty cool.
super cool. So we hear this prophecy that I didn't really hear because the movie was so quiet.
It rhymed.
It rhymed, which is how we know that it's true.
It was
Yeah.
funny,
Yeah,
but yeah, you couldn't really hear it at all.
yeah.
Which that might not have been the movie. That might have been the movie theater. Like
Yep.
they had turned it down for the commercials or something.
I felt like because in the beginning of the movie, the audio was really quiet as well. Not just that scene, but
Yeah,
just
it wasn't
the
just that
rest
scene.
of it. So I think maybe they turned it up or we just got used to it over
Yeah.
time. I don't really know, but yeah. So then we do. How many years was it? It was like 8.5.
8.5.
8.5 years later, we cut to
Emmett.
Emmett greeting the day and doing jumping jacks.
Good morning, doorway.
Yeah, he gets up. He's like, "Good morning, apartment. Good morning, plant. Good morning, window. Good morning, doorway."
Start the day. Yeah, and he's got that instruction manual. Of,
That was
my
the
favorite
best.
part. I love
that was one of those things that all the kids were laughing at the little stuff, and then there was one part where us 3 laughed, and like nobody else laughed, and it was right at the part where
That's because Scott is not a sports guy.
yeah,
So
I guess
he
there's
doesn't-
set up to this.
Yeah, there's kind of set up to this. Scott is not a sports guy.
I don't know if it's ever come out on the podcast at all. But
So whenever like Jordan or me, whoever talks about sports, Jordan's like, "Yeah, sports team, yeah, go Reds, score a."
That's Scott, not
well, yeah, but you do that towards me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Jordan's
yeah.
a sports guy. He's wearing a Colts t-shirt right now.
Yeah,
So-
but he'll say like Scott will say really
like when I came back from over the weekend from watching the Super Bowl. Jordan was like, "Hey Scott, did you watch the sports ball?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. One of the colored teams won." And then so
In the
that's
movie.
the setup. That's
the setup,
We
yeah.
always say things
I don't remember
like that.
how.
yeah.
we get
In
to
the
that
in the
part.
movie they
He's
were
going
like
through this
he's
list
going
of-
through the instruction manual.
of how to start your day.
It's
and
like
then-
get in your car, turn on popular radio station, listen to popular song,
Which is
everything is awesome.
and then it's like talk to friends about the local sports team, and it's an entire like bus full of people, and they all just jump up and go, "Yay, sports team!" And so the 3 of us like busted up, and nobody else in the theater laughed.
I was just like, I was almost astounded that nobody else was laughing, and I'm like, really? That was so funny to me.
Yeah,
Even the guy behind us didn't laugh at it.
I know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he laughs at every little thing.
Kind of weird. But I feel like you just had to be in our little group to understand why we laughed. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
And then I really like the scene before that though, where he's in his living room and he's going through the instruction manual. And he's like, "Okay, what now? Eat breakfast with your loved ones." And then he like looks over at the plant that he put on his couch. He's like, "Hey, Planty, you want to watch TV? Yeah, me too. Okay." And then he just turns on the TV.
So then we find out eventually that he thinks he has all these friends that he hangs out with every day, but they
Sadly.
don't. They don't really know him. They don't. He's a nobody to them.
It was really sad.
Dude, kid movies get you with the
Yeah, I
sadness.
Yeah, it was like
Did you see the look on his face?
Right on the get-go of like, oh my god.
They're showing him all the people, and they're like, "We don't."
Yeah, who is this guy?
that guy?
And he was like, "They can't see us, can they?" No.
And then there was like the one girl or something that was like the construction worker. Her name was like Glenn, I think. And she's like, I mean,
Gail.
Gail. Yeah, she was like, I think I may have seen. I don't know that he's just. I don't even know who he is. I don't know his name.
He's nobody.
And he just he just stops and he goes, Gail doesn't remember me? And I was just like, oh my gosh.
And then he's sitting there like, see, I'm a nobody. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
and then his hopes are just completely destroyed,
that's
and you're
terrible.
like, why?
But the absurdity of Liam Neeson's character in the movie totally made up for that sadness in the scene. The very first scene that he's in, he plays bad cop, good cop, which is the one Lego with two heads on it. It just flips around like the guy from.
It's got one face on one side and one face on the other.
It's like the Nightmare Before Christmas guy, how he's his heads around. So he's in there trying to interrogate Emmett, who found the piece of resistance.
Yeah.
Which is a part of the prophecy.
We didn't even explain.
We didn't go through any of that.
Yeah,
We're like, let's get to the good parts.
Well, we didn't even say President or Lord Business.
So Lord Business
finds
Lord Business is a bad guy.
He's ruling.
He finds
over
the Craggle.
the Craggle, which we don't know what that is yet.
We just know it's magically
Yeah.
blue and stuff.
And the only thing that can stop it is the piece of resistance.
It's going to. The only thing we know about it is it's going to like make everything like freeze or
he just
stop moving.
I don't even think they explain
I don't even think that early on. I don't think they say it. I think they maybe hinted at something.
Yeah, they hinted something out.
I had an idea of what it was, but I didn't know why they called it the Craggle until the big reveal. So yeah, the only thing that can stop the Craggle is the piece of resistance,
which Emmett accidentally found.
Accidentally found and is now stuck to his back.
Yeah, he got stuck to his back, which is
and
great.
then he starts convulsing, which is gross or whatever that he says.
Yeah, he was like, "We caught you convulsing with this piece," and he was like, "What gross! I would never do that."
And of course, stupid little humor like that is so funny.
Of course, like all the adults were like, and the kids were like, "Okay."
I don't know what that means. Anyway, he gets caught by the good cop, bad cop, Liam Neeson, and Liam Neeson's character is so ridiculous, over the top as bad cop, that he just takes a chair, just starts kicking it and throwing it around everywhere for no reason. Just
The best
and when
part
you
of
think he's over,
when he kicks it and hits like the guy that's running away.
He's the one guy's like running away.
He keeps going for like 45 seconds, just kicking stuff, and then guy running away.
That was good.
So, but that's after.
Yeah,
that's way after.
It doesn't even matter, guys. If people have seen this movie,
we're explaining the character. So
yeah,
the one chick, Wild Style.
They're about to melt Emmett.
Yeah, they're about to melt
Emmett to get the piece of resistance off of him, or destroy the piece of resistance.
And Wild Style. Yeah.
Enter Wild Style
breaks in and she like rescues him and she's like, "You're the hero of the prophecy talked about. We've been waiting for you. You're the most magnificent, wonderful, amazing, interesting person in the world." And Emmett's just like, "I am?
That's you, right?" Yep.
And he's
that's
like,
me.
That's me.
Yeah,
I am
special.
that person.
The Master Builder.
The Master Builder, which is really cool. First of all, I love the scene where she's like just when she's trying to rescue Emmett
and she builds it.
She builds the motorcycle.
Well, that, but also just the action sequences of
her being shot at by all the robots and stuff.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's where all the kids are like, "Ooh,
yeah." Well, then allow me to join them. Ooh, ah. But then, the whole Master Builder parts where you can see them formulate a plan in their mind of building stuff out of other things.
It's almost like the Matrix. They can see like the code, and it's like, it's pretty cool.
Which, I was wondering, do you know what the numbers were next to the pieces? Is that like the actual...
I think it's the measurements for like...
No.
Or the actual like code numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the instruction manuals for actual Lego,
they had like,
those
you know,
numbers.
like 485X or whatever.
That's what I thought, which was a nice touch.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just like the idea of how they work the instruction manuals into it. Yeah. These are just the guide by which you live your everyday life.
Which, they always talk about the man upstairs in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's the guy who's in charge of everything. And you think that it's Lord Business.
Yeah.
But then doesn't he start talking about the man upstairs as well, or does he not? Yeah,
he
so
talks
then,
about him.
So you're just like, well, then who the heck is the man upstairs? And then that's not revealed till
Surely
much
they're not
later.
talking about God.
Yeah, because that's what my thought was. Like
Because
God,
Morgan
and I was
Freeman is God,
Yeah.
guys.
Come on.
You can't play two characters in the same
Unless
movie.
Vitruvius is God. That could have been an interesting
maybe.
It could still be. We don't know.
It's no, it could not
like,
be.
that was definitely not in the movie.
He kind of dies,
Well, he comes back as a ghost.
which was hilarious.
Which is pretty.
Jesus
hilarious.
comes back as a ghost.
well,
no.
ghost.
Wait, we're getting into religion. We
Every
can't do this.
Easter is Ghost Jesus Day.
Oh man.
So yeah,
So they get away. They go to the
Old West or whatever.
yeah, the Old West section, which is really where I was hoping to see my favorite Lego set, which was Johnny Thunder.
Okay.
Why would you be in the Wild West though?
Because I mean that would be the best. Well, there wasn't like dinosaur area,
Oh.
so I don't know. That was where I would have placed him due to his hat and attire. And it was weird though, because in the commercial I saw him in the council. And then when it got to the council, he wasn't there. Like, I don't remember seeing him. And I was like, where did he
He had almost
go?
everything in
Wow.
the council, but you're skipping ahead again.
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead again.
Anyway, so we find out that all of these sections of the Old West and
Like,
what was
medieval
that one?
land.
It was like Middle Zealand or something.
Yeah, Middle Zealand.
That was really funny.
Well, basically, Bricksburg is the city
Is
that
the
Emmett
city
lives
that
in.
Emmett lives in.
With Lord Business, President Business at this time.
Yeah.
And he's walled off all the other universes, so they go through the wall in the Wild West.
they can't mix other universes together because he likes order and structure and
He
he's very
hates chaos.
OCD. Yeah, which is why in the beginning of the movie their only instructions are take down all the weird stuff.
Yeah.
and build everything from the instructions, which I'll get back to because it's a part of my theory that takes place later. Anyway. Yeah, guys, I went deep into this. I went deep into the Lego movie. So there are many different. I don't know how many different sections of stuff there is. There was
a lot.
We only visit a couple.
You only
of them.
visit Wild West and
Wild
New
West
Zealand.
and the cloud.
Oh, Cloud.
The Cloud World. And then there was like the,
I always want to say Cloud 9, but that's not right.
No.
and then there was like they ended up in like a great sea at some point.
There's a sea world. That's the pirate world. Isn't that supposed to be the pirate world?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Except the main bad guy's headquarters was kind of in the middle of it. So
Well, in the Wild West, we meet Vitruvius.
Yeah,
That's where
Yeah.
Emmett meets.
he's at kind of a speakeasy or something.
Yeah, well, I guess we already met him at the beginning, but he comes
Yeah.
back and he's blind.
He's blind, which is that happens in the beginning,
Yeah.
right? Because he says, "I can see everything," and then Lord Business like
shoots him in the eye.
He's like, I can't see, I'm blind."
Which, there again, is one of those humor things that the kids probably wouldn't get as much, but still hilarious.
I don't know. I think so. I think people would get it, but
because you don't get it, Bryce. doesn't
yeah.
he?
Do we have to
No, I
explain
got
it to you?
it. I got it.
Do you
That's
see the
why I
glasses
sang
that you're wearing?
You're so dumb. You're so
Without
dumb.
those, you would be blind. With them, you can see.
False. I would not be blind without them.
I'm almost legally blind without my glasses.
Also, I thought it was kind of funny how the good cop, when he comes to the Wild West on his horse, he's got like the little sirens on the horse's
He's got the
head.
siren on the horse's head, and I love that the horses don't move their legs at
No,
all.
they
They just
just
go
kinda
up and
hop.
No, because
down.
actual Lego horses don't
They
move
don't
their
move
legs.
like
I
that.
also like how Emmett, he didn't like stand in the horse, he like just sat on top of it. And
Yeah.
it just kind of moved around. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
because like Wild Thing and like everybody else that was riding their horses actually like
Wild
had
style,
their wild,
wild thing.
thing.
Come
Okay,
on, man.
You know what I meant. But like everybody else was riding their horses like Lego people should ride horses, but like Jordan said, Emmett was just kind of floating, kind of sitting on top and bouncing up and down.
Then Bad Cop comes in. He didn't have his face off yet, did he?
No.
no.
That's way further.
No, but they chase him, and Wild Style creates a, I don't know, it's
just-
it's
yeah,
hooked
like
up
a-
to pigs.
It's like a car that's hooked up to
it was
which
so
I thought was
perfect.
so cool.
Because Emmett's being chased by these pigs, and he's like, "Oh no, pigs! What's going on?" And he like freaks out, and then she just like does her master builder thing where she puts a bunch of stuff together, and she just goes, "Yeah!" and like whips this whip thing,
Yeah.
and all of the pigs like hook up to it, and she's like, "Go!"
And now it's
like-
a pig cart.
Yeah, and then it was a pig cart, and
I loved that.
My favorite part of that scene is when she tells Emmett to build something to throw at Good Cop, Bad Cop, and he just takes like the two
smallest pieces.
The two small pieces, puts them together, goes ha, and throws them, and it does absolutely.
There's that little callback there at the end when Wild Style's telling everyone to build something, and someone in Bricksburg just picks up those two pieces and puts them together. I was like, that's such a nice thing. Because in the end, I thought that somehow that was going to save them.
Oh, you did?
Was like
that little piece would save them somehow.
That's not my theory. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything.
And so they're like running away and stuff, and he's just now learning how to become a master builder, but he's been following the instructions his entire life, so he has no creativity.
Oh, and they also went into his brain
Oh, we
earlier.
forgot about that's hilarious.
He went into his brain, and the only thing that he can create is like a double-decker couch
with coolers inside of it.
Yeah, but I thought the greatest part about that was they go inside of his brain, and Emmett's just like, dude, it's huge in here. I must be super smart. And then, was it Wild Style that said it? She was like, there's nothing in here.
Yeah,
it's not that it's huge. There is nothing here.
And because Vitruvius is like, I'm not hearing a lot of activity.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not hearing a lot of activity. And she's like, there is nothing here.
Well, because Emmett had a vision, and they say that master builders spend years trying to clear their mind to have a vision. He's like, well, since your mind is just so completely absent.
It's so easy for you to have a vision.
They also start talking about the man upstairs.
Which I did not connect at all. When they were talking about how his hand looked, I was like, oh, it's just a regular hand. But I'm like, but they don't have regular hands. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Ah.
See, I understood that. I was like, okay, there's a kid.
Did not get that.
When he was convulsing with the piece of resistance, he saw the man upstairs. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay.
But I do want to say something I remembered that was a while back in the whole good cop, bad cop thing. When he was like, talking about, he went from good cop to bad cop, and he's like, I believe you, and the bad cop's like, yeah, I totally believe you. And he's swiveling his hands, and he's like, the swiveling of my claw hands are quotation marks.
Yeah, because he couldn't use his finger. That was great.
Oh my gosh, there's so many little things.
So many, like, that's why I want to watch it again, just to see if I caught everything.
Yeah.
So then they're being chased, they're on the train, and, because the car kind of breaks up, so they're running on the train, still being chased by bad cop, and then
enter Batman.
Enter Batman,
Yep. Our new hero,
who is hilarious.
Who is
also Wild Styles.
Yeah,
Wild Styles' boyfriend. It's pretty serious.
It's Batman.
Guys.
Yeah. She manages to point out to Emmett multiple times, hey, don't get any ideas, because I have a boyfriend, and it's really serious.
It's really serious. And Batman comes in.
He's like, hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
What's up?
He's dark and brooding. You don't get his music. And then it's just Will Arnett doing something like, put curtains in the basement. Like, just talking about all these dark things. Dead parents. Dead parents. Oh my gosh! Eventually, we get to. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because we're already at like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and we just barely touched on this movie. So we get to this. We get to the Cloud World, and
this is where all the master builders are.
This is where the master builder session is being held, and we're introduced to Unikitty as well.
Unikitty, yes, the cat
Superman.
with a unicorn horn.
Yes. And then Superman and Green Lantern, played by Channing Tatum.
Jonah Hill.
And Jonah Hill, which was so funny. I love that line where it's like, I super hate you.
We also see Gandalf, Dumbledore. We see all sorts of characters.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln.
It's the like Lego Council of Master Builders.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, Michelangelo.
He's space guy.
Oh yeah, 1980 something space guy. Hello, played by Charlie Day, who I didn't know, which was just amazing.
Later is hilarious.
I didn't think he was going to be such a big character, but he was. That was amazing.
I know. I thought he was kind of just there for that scene. But
yeah, just like a little throwaway joke.
He ends up being there the entire movie.
One of the main characters.
Yeah.
And then
so they have the council. Emmett gives this horrible speech. He's like, I know you guys don't know me. I know you don't believe in me, and you shouldn't. You're doing a good job and not trusting me.
I am
and they're
the
all
least
like,
qualified.
Yeah, and you are right. And they're like, oh, boo, and they start throwing sharks at him or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Now the next scene, which I'm pretty sure I heard it, but Scott didn't catch it, and I don't think Jordan caught it, was when the bad guys show up in the Cloud World. And they break into the council. You hear a bunch of noises from the original Lego Island movie.
Okay.
Oh, one of them was
not movie.
Or game. Yeah. That's totally what I meant. Like when the the shark, because the sharks never actually made like shark noises. You hear the dolphin noise from the game, and I just remember that and like a couple other noises that happened, and I was like, that's incredible. This is like so much nostalgia all at once.
I was too busy being just entranced by the intensity of what was going on inside the cloud. People were dying.
Dude, this thing got dark.
So dark. Well, right, it was before the cloud scene that bad cop lost the good cop side of his head, right?
Lord Business
took the
glued his parents.
He glued his parents with the crackle, which we then is revealed.
We know it's
glue.
crazy glue.
But
some of the letters are missing.
Oh my gosh, we're also introduced to the polish of Nail.
Polish remover of Nail, which
nail polish
which removes
and then
the good cop
the
side
cloak
of his face.
Bandaid.
Yeah, it's like the blanket of Bandaid. Hard to get off, hard to remove.
Yeah, painful to remove.
Yeah.
It's a used bandage.
I'll probably threw it on like his robots.
They're just like, no, freaking out. Like, oh gosh. And then later, like, there's just a lot of those. It almost reminded me of Megamind, which is another Will Ferrell thing.
That's how I knew it was Will Ferrell, because I was like, this sounds just like Megamind.
Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of how Megamind always says things incorrectly.
Yeah.
The spy.
The Schulhouse.
Metrocity.
Hello.
So, there's also the knife of exact zero.
Yeah, knife of exact zero. That was great.
I want to call it that from now on, because that sounds more intense.
I think they call it. Did they call it the knife or the sword?
I think it's the sword. The
sword of exact zero.
Because to them it was a giant sword.
Yeah.
The good cop side gets erased, so it's just bad cop now. So, then they go to the Cloud City.
They destroy the Cloud City. The whole thing just comes crashing down.
They capture all the master builders.
Except for
the 6.
like Unikitty and Benny.
Benny the space guy.
Batman
as well.
Wild Style.
Yeah, all of those people. And then Metalbeard gets away sooner.
Yeah.
Like he just leaves later.
That was funny.
So then they're all out. Are they in a?
They get in the submarine.
Yeah, they build a submarine.
Starts falling apart.
That's what it is. And then and they say, and everyone has this idea to build the submarine. So they're all like doing stuff, and Emmett's like, "Well, what can I build?" And they're like, Don't wait for us to give you instructions. Just build what is unique to you." And so he's like, "I got it." And then
he builds his double-decker couch.
He builds a double-decker couch. So
which
that everyone can hang out together and be buddies.
Which actually ends up saving them in the end, because they all hide in the coolers. Mm-hmm. And then when it comes to the surface, like, the bad guys look at it and they're like, "Nah," and they just like keep going. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Your creation was so plain and dumb," that they just overlooked it because they knew that no master builder was capable of doing something so dumb. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, "Oh, thanks,
I guess."
Okay.
And then, because then you have that Will Ferrell speech about, "That is the dumbest thing. Like, if I'm sitting on the bottom, when I have to look through everyone's dangling legs, like, to watch TV, and if you're in the top, in the middle, how would you get down without climbing over people?" Which immediately crushed my dreams of having a double-decker couch, because I really wanted one. It had cup holders, guys.
Yeah.
And coolers in the seats.
Which is how they were saved.
Yep. So then they get captured. Oh no, they're floating away.
They're floating away, and then Metalbeard comes
and saves them.
And
then we have the
devise a plan to get into the tower.
Interaction with the Star Wars.
The best
Legos.
Freaking! I think that was one of the most. I laughed so hard at that part, because Batman was like,
it starts off first. Batman's in the couch, and he goes, "It's not like a ship's just gonna come along and oh my gosh!" And he turns around,
and there's Metalbeard in his ship. And then they devise a plan to break into Lord Business's by not doing anything crazy master buildery, but just sticking to the instructions. So
acting normal.
So they tell the space guy to build a spaceship, and he just goes crazy and starts building. Like, no, it has to be from the instructions. He's like, "Oh, kind of draining all the air out of here, huh?" And then
he just like kicks it and it falls apart.
As soon as they said they need a hyperdrive, I was like, "Star Wars, here it comes."
I did not catch that. I was like, "What's gonna happen?" I don't know.
He was like, "We need a hyperdrive."
They need a hyperdrive for the spaceship, and I'm like, "Well, it's not like we're just gonna encounter a spaceship." Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he turns around.
The Millennium Falcon just comes around. And then it's got Han Solo,
who's not played by Harrison Ford.
But it's got C-3PO that is played by Anthony Daniels.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then
Chewbacca was in it, and so was Lando.
Lando was
played by
Billy D. Williams,
Yep.
which was awesome. that they got all those people, and they even got the Star Wars music, which would be incomplete. Like that scene would be incomplete
that made the
without
scene
it.
right there. As soon as the Millennium Falcon shows up, you have the Star Wars music.
Yeah.
So funny. And then Batman chooses to go with them
Instead of staying with the guys, he's like, "Peace, I'm out of here."
Yep, and
so
text you.
Emmett,
I'll text you, babe.
And so Emmett's like goes over to
Wild Style, yeah.
Wild Style. I wanted to say thing again.
What is wrong
Goes
with
over
you?
to Wild Style, and he's like, I'm sorry that he can't, be a good boyfriend and be here for you. But I'm here.
And then he's like, Batman's really, he sucks. He's my least favorite person. And then Batman's right behind him with the hyperdrive.
He's like, guys, look what I did.
I got this.
And he's like, oh yeah, I totally knew that's what you were doing.
Yeah, hey buddy. So they build their spaceship. They have this whole plan worked out where Batman has to be Bruce Wayne. He's like, Bruce Wayne, who's that? Sounds like a really cool guy.
Gosh, I want to meet him.
Yeah, and everybody's just like standing there like, come on, are you kidding me?
man.
We know you're Bruce Wayne.
So yeah, they break in with their spaceship, and Batman and Emmett are supposed to be in the vents trying to get him into the place with the Craggle. Metalbeard and Benny are trying to disable the shields. Yeah. And then, which was hilarious. All of the Siri references to everything, because he was like a computer's like, disable the shields. They're like, there is no movie with that title playing near you. What? That's not what I asked for.
And then he's like, I just need you to turn off the shields. And it's like something about sushi restaurants in your area. And he's like, no!
Sushi restaurants in your area.
He's like, how did you even get them from what I said?
Unikitty's distracting the
Oh my gosh, I love that part.
She's like, business numbers,
yeah,
business numbers.
Is it working? And they're like, yep. He's like, yeah! That was so funny. Yeah, so the plan is just about to work, and then Wildstyle gets captured.
Well, they're about to get the piece of resistance
which is
onto the Craggle.
Did we ever say that it was the piece of resistance?
The piece of resistance is the cap to the super
crazy
glue.
Which is not supposed to be a huge twist.
But the guy behind us...
Yeah.
No, he didn't recognize it yet.
No, not yet. Not until the very end.
Not the very end.
Emmett was like... Of course, if you've seen the movie, you know that Emmett was within... centimeters of getting this cap onto the crazy glue.
But even then...
Even before then, you should have known that it was the cap.
Yeah. Because it was the only thing that made sense to me. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, they do have red caps and everything. Yeah, that's the cap. And I hope they don't try to make that a big twist. And they never tried to make it a big twist.
It wasn't like, oh my gosh, guys, it's the cap. They knew the whole time.
Yeah, they just didn't really feel... They didn't come out and say it. But they were just like, everyone should know it's the cap. Yeah. And I appreciated that. But the guy behind us had no idea.
All the way at the end of the movie, when they finally get the cap on, he goes, "Oh, it was the cap!"
That makes sense. By the way, we've seen many other bottles of crazy glue with
at this
the red cap.
Yeah.
It was...
But yeah, Wildstyle gets captured, and then Emmett can't put the cap on. All of the Master Builders get captured. Emmett is strapped to a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, he's strapped to a 9-volt battery that's powering the self-destruct sequence of the building that they're in.
And then Lord Business is going around spraying crazy glue on everyone in Bricksburg at this point.
He threw the piece of resistance out the window of the tower.
Out the window of the tower. Into the abyss.
Which is just swirling colors, and we have no idea what that
We have no idea what that means. Yeah. And so...
Probably
Bryce had an interesting thought on that, I thought.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I thought...
yeah, that's right.
What I thought it was, all of the swirling colors. When I was really little, I had, the, 25th anniversary, they give you, a bucket just full of, hundreds of Legos. Mm-hmm. And that was my first Lego set that my parents bought for me. So when I saw all of these colors down below them, I assumed that was the Lego box. That was just the box that had all of the different Legos.
Really cool. I had no idea what it was.
I was like, what is this? I was like, what are we getting ourselves into? And so Emmett, throws himself off.
Sacrifices himself.
He sacrificed another one of the darker moments in this movie. Yeah. He's just like, I'm sorry, guys, and Wildstyle's like, no, Emmett!
And he's like Wildstyle. He's like, Wildstyle, it's your turn to be the hero, because she always wanted to be the hero.
And he just takes a nosedive off of this tower.
And the reason is because he's hooked up to the battery. Yeah. And so if he can pull it off by jumping and the wires snap off, then he'll save everybody, which ends up happening, but then he falls into the abyss.
And we think he's just gone.
And
should we get into that right now?
Yeah, let's dive right into this. I was just wondering if Lucy getting on the TV was before or after that?
It was after he.
It was
jumped
after
off.
that.
Okay. I meant after.
Oh,
after
by
he
the
goes
way, scene before this, because we didn't cover it and Scott just said Lucy.
Oh,
Wild
sorry.
Style,
Yeah.
Wild Style and Emmett are in the vent, like getting ready to do
Without
this.
Batman.
Without Batman, and they start getting like this really close connection. He's like, I never really got your real name or something like that.
Yeah, and
she's like, it's Lucy.
And
then Batman swings down from the ceiling and goes, "What's up, losers?"
Yeah, and then
like, oh.
and Emmett's like, "See you later, alligator," to Lucy or whatever. And
Or
then,
she tried to get him to say it, and he didn't know how the phrase went.
Yeah, so
Batman goes, "Who's Lucy?"
yeah,
Yeah, Batman's like, "Who's Lucy?" And it's just like, oh, Batman's an awful boyfriend.
yeah. But I was just wondering if the scene before we were, if like Lucy's on the TV before or after we see where Emmett ended up. That was where I was. I don't remember how that played out.
I think it was after.
Okay.
No, I think it was before.
No, it's right then because when he jumps out, she frees everyone.
And then goes up.
Then they go on
We
formulate
didn't
the
even
plan.
mention the ghost of Vitruvius. We didn't.
Oh
even
yeah,
mention that whole
the
part.
ghost. Yeah,
They
so
kill Vitruvius.
They cut off Vitruvius's head. And
Yeah,
then-
another like
We
crazy.
find
This
out
is
the
a
prophecy
kids
was
movie.
made up.
Yeah, the prophecy was just made up by him, which shows his freestyle rapping skills, I think, because he was able to make it rhyme
Exactly.
like right on the spot.
Yeah.
And then he comes back as one of those glow in the dark ghosts, hanging from a piece of string, which was so funny.
Yeah, and he goes, woo!
At this point, I was kind of getting the hint of who the man upstairs was.
Yeah,
Because of the string. I was
Because
like,
of the
it's
string.
obvious. I don't know if
Yeah.
I should say it, but.
I still was totally entranced by the movie. Had no idea what was happening.
I was like,
Yeah, I had figured it out by this point.
yeah.
No. But so then, yeah, we reveal that Emmett
Drops
on
into the
other
real
side
world.
and the other side of the portal is the real world, and
He's on the floor
And he can't move because
of a
he's
Lego store.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's actually a Lego person.
yeah, no life. It's not like
Well,
Toy
it's
Story.
it's not a Lego store. It's
Yeah, it's
just
his
their
dad's
basement.
Well,
basement. Yeah, but
whatever.
he has all the
He has,
Legos.
like,
Yes,
all of
everything,
the
and
Lego
says off
sets.
limits.
And so, it's this one kid who's playing around, and then all of a sudden down comes
the man.
the man upstairs,
The man upstairs.
Will Ferrell in real life.
It
And
looks, oddly enough, like Lord Business.
Yeah.
Weird.
he's in a suit and tie and everything.
So then we kind of see that Lord Business or whatever the man upstairs name is in real life, just the older Will
dad.
Ferrell. Will Ferrell. We'll call him Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell is super OCD. He doesn't think Legos are toys. They're like an adult
Building thing,
yeah.
modeling.
He just
Modeling
wants to glue
set.
everything into place.
so that everything can be perfect.
But his son was messing around with all the Legos and creating
Mixing
different
up the
things
worlds,
and mixing them. Turns out he's creating this. I thought
the kid is creating the
he's
story.
creating this
He's
whole story.
orchestrating
yeah,
the
oh
entire
yeah,
story.
he's orchestrating the whole story,
which
and
is
then
why the string
yeah,
of the ghost. I was
and
like,
we see that because his dad's like, "You have your Legos over there,"
And it's just like
and it's the box of the Cloud City.
yeah.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, like this more than anything was probably the most emotional part to me when I figured that out, and I was like, oh, because that means that the kid spent all this time building this entire thing, and his dad was like, well, this is garbage, and threw it in the
And
box
just threw it in the
destroyed
box,
it.
and that's
I'm
why
like,
it got destroyed.
Oh no, because my parents have done that before to me, but
And also something I didn't notice about that before is you realize before the Cloud City is destroyed, the only thing that crossed between worlds was Emmett and Wildstyle. Mm-hmm. Well, and Vitruvius.
wait, the only thing that crossed between the worlds?
Yeah.
Well, Batman did as well.
Okay,
right?
Batman did too.
And then
But those weren't things that would have like caused a huge distortion
Bad
and
Cop
like
did as well. I feel like a lot of people did. Because Bad Cop went to the Old West as well.
oh yeah, because he had to follow him. Okay, maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe you are crazy.
But like he didn't start, like tearing things down. Because like when we see what he's done to this cityscape, there's like a dragon in the city.
we didn't even
and,
explain
like,
what's going on in the city at this point.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Lord Business.
No, yeah,
is-
we did.
Lord
Business is super gluing everybody
Yeah,
down.
but he took a whole piece off the top of the tower, and he's literally gluing. Did we?
Yeah,
Did we go?
we
Oh, okay.
we glued it. He's gluing it with all the micromanagers or whatever.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, his like little like henchman robot things are called micromanagers.
It's a lot like Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There were so many scenes that were like iconically similar to famous movies, and I caught that Independence Day reference because you see the cityscape
And then the
this
big
giant
Lego
big
coming
Lego
across.
just floats across the horizon, and you're just like Independence Day.
Did you notice how they end up destroying that too? It's just like
yeah, because it's the Craggle.
He goes in the middle.
Oh yeah, and
like
he
the
makes
end.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it explodes.
So funny.
Again, those references that none of the kids in
would
the
get.
room would.
But so Emmett's in the real world. He has to find out how to get the piece of resistance back because it's on the floor now. They used the knife or the sword of Exact Zero to remove it from Emmett's back. So now he's in the real world. Will Ferrell's gonna start gluing stuff together because his son's messing up everything. And all of a sudden, he just kind of springs to life a little bit. He just shakes.
Yeah, he shakes.
He just shakes.
And all the normal Legos Lucy had gotten on TV and told them,
start building
things to fight back. And so they're fighting back against Lord Business. But when Will Ferrell walks down, his son starts putting everything back to where it was. Mm-hmm. And so all the micromanagers are
putting things back
things where the way they were.
So he's going to start gluing.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's going to start gluing stuff down.
He is starting to glue stuff down because I know that they have to use some stuff at the end to remove all the crazy glue as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Emmett is on the table and he just kind of shakes a little bit and Will Ferrell's character's like, what's going on? And then he shakes and falls off the table and Will Ferrell's son is kind of like, hey, Dad, I saw the X-Acto knife over there. And he's like, oh, thank you. And then...
So then the son runs over, picks up Emmett and the piece of resistance.
Puts it in Emmett's hand, and then says, "It's up to you now."
And puts him through the magic portal.
Which
happens
is like
to be all the colors that we saw.
It's like a paper towel roll with like strings and stuff and ribbons.
Yeah.
So he comes back down,
and he's now a master builder.
He now knows how to be a master builder, which is awesome.
Which I really thought was, like I said before, just out of the Matrix. Like he can see everything now.
And then...
Wait.
What?
Does the cap represent the red pill?
No. Because the Craggle was blue.
And the cap was red.
Did you notice that at the beginning?
No, the Craggle was green.
At the beginning, it's like glowing blue inside the box.
Interesting.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe that is like
and that would be like
record.
order and then being in seeing the real... Oh my gosh.
What did we just uncover? What is happening?
Brain explosion.
All sorts of...
They're all the references.
Oh, that's so clever, though. If that is like the real reason
that would make sense. Oh my gosh.
Man. Maybe, what if we're just idiots and everyone else is like,
understood.
Well, duh. And I'm like, oh,
even the little kids are like, yeah, it's totally Matrix.
Oh, freaking red pill, blue pill.
Yeah, because he starts seeing all the codes and he can build everything.
He can build stuff. Man, wonderful.
Mind blown.
I know.
Okay. And we still haven't even gotten to your theory.
No, my theory's not as good as that one. That was great. So the day is saved. Well, he
comes back.
He convinces Lord Business to be a good guy.
Which the consequences in the real world are the son convinces the dad that
Legos are toys.
Yeah, Legos are toys. You should have fun, not be.
Will Ferrell notices like all the cool things that he had built, and he's like, "Did you build all these?"
He's like, "Yeah."
And so we see Emmett making or transforming Lord Business into a good guy.
Mm-hmm. And then they hug, which is
and Emmett's just like, okay, yep. Oh.
I love how Lord Business, he puts the cap on the glue, and it shows Will Ferrell doing it at the same time. Mm-hmm. That's right where the guy got that it was a cap. He goes,
it's the cap!
Which was like he had to
God, come on!
But that's when earlier we're told that if you put the cap on the Craggle, it might explode. And
the machine that the Craggle was hooked up to.
Yeah, and
what happens is when you take the cap off Crazy Glue,
it explodes.
It actually literally
it will leak.
See,
everywhere.
I never had access to Crazy Glue as a kid, so that was brand new information to me.
See, Jordan had experience with models, so he kind of understood that, and I
was
told by my parents not to ever touch the glue again after certain incidences. But
I really liked the way it looked, though. It was like
it was really
tree
cool.
of
tree of exploding glue.
But then at the end, everyone's fine, right? They start ungluing all the glued stuff.
Yeah, they unglue everybody.
And then Will Ferrell says,
"Your sister."
Yeah, he's like, now that I'm allowing.
Oh gosh, that was the best.
Since you can play with this set,
you know what that means?
That means your sister can also play. And then
these Duplo Legos. these Duplo Legos appear.
crazy looking Duplo Legos. We come from the planet Duplo.
We're here to kill you. And you're just like, okay.
In the most adorable baby voice ever.
Yeah.
Ends.
And then
that's
what
where it
did Emmett
ends.
say at the end? He said, "You have to be kidding me," or
I think it's just, I don't know, something.
it's something like that, and then it ends.
And then everything is
It's
awesome. Which is great. There was so much to talk about, guys.
There was so much we didn't even touch on.
Like, honey, where's my pants?
honey, where's my pants?
And then she puts pants on the guy. Series
Series
ended.
over. You're right.
Yeah. So here's my theory, though, of how I thought the movie was going to end. And I guess we can end with this unless you guys have other things that you want to talk about.
I think I'm good.
Well, so in the beginning, right, we see that their instructions are to take down all the weird stuff and replace it with the, what's in the instructions. Yeah.
Whatever.
So then when the, not Master
Lord
Builder,
Business?
Lord Business, when the tower that he's in is not in any instructions. So I thought what they were going to do is when he's hovering over the city, they're like, well, that's a weird thing. Let's destroy that. And
That would have been great.
but the reason I thought
Nowhere
that
near as good as
no,
that.
the reason I thought that would be a terrible way to end the movie is because the way that they had the movie is to kind of prove, oh, you don't need the instructions, just build whatever, be creative. And if it ended that way,
Everyone would still be following the
Everyone
instructions.
would be like, well, the instructions saved us. Order rules. And I'm like,
yeah.
that's a terrible thing to say.
I still think the Matrix thing is just like
Blew my mind,
Gosh.
man.
And also, I mean, it had a really good moral to the story, and it was really like it was a tearjerker at the end. I felt like when Will Ferrell hugs his son.
Yeah.
I know my mom will cry whenever she.
There
watches
was a couple of spots in it where I felt actually emotional. I wasn't brought to tears, but I just felt for the characters, which is something
yeah.
I normally don't do, especially multiple times in a movie.
When the whole good cop bad cop thing, when good cop's face was being erased, and then when his parents were being glued into place,
I was like, oh my
Freaking-
gosh,
I was
this
so
is torture.
sad.
This is like
but it was
torture.
funny how he kept turning his head, and he's like, "Will you shut up? Just stop it!" And
Yeah.
good cop won't listen to him.
oh man. And then at the very end,
Good
too,
cop draws his face back on.
Yeah, draws his face back on.
Super
It's
excited.
super weird.
He's like,
looking,
hey guys, I'm
which
back.
I knew was gonna happen. But at the very, very end, Emmett and Lucy get together, and then Batman's like, he's the boyfriend that you deserve.
Oh,
And like, yeah, only, of course, the little kids didn't get
Probably
that,
wouldn't
but all
get
of
that
the
one.
adults were like,
That's so funny.
he's the hero you deserve.
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing I wanted to do really quickly was just the voice actors, because I thought they were great. Obviously, Will Arnett as Batman was super funny. Alison Brie as Unikitty, which I didn't recognize until halfway through, and that was funny. Charlie Day as the 1980-something spaceman.
Oh, we didn't even
talk about him!
okay, I feel like we need to talk about this, because that was
Because
hilarious.
The third time he has to build a spaceship, they're like, we need a spaceship. He's like, yeah,
You actually need me to build a spaceship
yeah,
this
go
time?
ahead. He's like,
And he just like, over and over and over, just like,
and then they're flying through all of the different worlds, and he's just hitting things and going, spaceship! Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
And something we didn't say about Unikitty either is when they first show up in the world, in the cloud world, she's like, there are no rules here. The only rule is that you do
yeah,
whatever
it
you
is.
want and don't have any negative thoughts.
I love that was like another really funny joke that was well written, but not a lot of people laughed. Was they were like, "There's no negativity." It's like you just said no.
You just said no like 5 times in that
Yeah,
sentence.
I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, she was like, there are no rules, there are no instructions, there are no.
And there's
And
no
no
negativity. You just said no like 5 times. Also, Shaquille O'Neal played himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Man,
So funny.
there's so many parts of the movie that I don't even remember.
And like us being as young as we were, we grew up with all of those Lego sets that were in the movie.
Most of the humor is more aimed towards like our age group. I feel like.
Yes.
'cause
Yeah, obviously the fart jokes and stuff. Speaking of which, one of them, one of the butt jokes, when they go to get into the place, and I know this one was on the commercial, but I still find it hilarious. When they're like, the robot's like, I need identification.
And I was like, who are you here to see? I'm here to see
Your butt. And then he throws the batarang.
He's like, ow.
Yeah, it kills the robot, and the robot's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Okay, that made all the little kids laugh. But then he starts throwing a bunch of them, and he's like,
pow,
wham, pow.
Misses.
Whoosh, like-
Slam. Misses like 30 of them. And then he finally gets it. He's like, first try.
Yeah. And I just love that they used actual comic noises, like whoosh, bam,
Well, it's from
pow.
the original
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it was funny to me, but the kids, you know.
I know I've said
get
this
that.
a bunch already, but this is seriously the last thing I want to touch on.
Okay.
This movie had the very first theatrical appearance of Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh. And it was played, who's...
I know who it's by. Kobe Smulders.
Yes, I was like, I couldn't remember.
Who's in How I Met Your Mother and Maria
Avengers.
Hill. Yeah. So funny that she was the very first person to play Wonder Woman in a movie, and
Yeah.
it was the Lego movie.
That's hilarious.
Well, I thought the movie was awesome, you guys.
Yes.
Would you recommend it?
Heck yes.
Absolutely.
I want to go watch it again.
I do too.
I don't
let's go
have money.
tonight.
I don't have
I have
money.
no
either.
money.
Yeah. We spent all of our money on the Lego movie. So
We're poor college
definitely, it is a kids movie, but it has
Oh, gosh,
a
it's such a
lot-
family movie,
It's such
though.
it's a family movie. Everyone will just die laughing. It's got all the stupid little jokes for kids, all the dumb little brats, and then it's got the
Well-written humor for
for
older
the
people.
adults. I'm just kidding. I like kids.
In case you didn't catch that,
say
Scott
it.
just okay.
That's it. Well, that's not suspicious at all. All right, I guess we'll end here. Do you guys have anything to plug? Bryce, you are on Twitter.
Kind of. Yeah, at Rennie of Yore. I post stuff occasionally now.
And then,
so.
I do. Freaking, someone made the account Kenny of Yore.
Yeah, that's not Scott.
Bryce thought it was me. It's not me. I tried to the other day and it was
Well, you
taken.
also said it was not you when you took my Rennie of Yore account.
Oh, no, I
so.
totally I told you that I took
Did you cancel that account or whatever that you had for him?
the no, it's called not Rennie of Yore. I don't use
Oh,
it anymore.
I was
I
gonna
tried
say,
to switch it to Kenny of Yore, but
You
somebody
always
else
did
had already
something
taken
with
it.
me, like, I'm going to shave my roommate's chest hair now.
Oh
or something.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, in case we didn't introduce Jordan correctly, he is my roommate.
And if
So
you follow not Rennie of Yore, formerly Rennie of Yore, on Twitter, then mostly a lot of it is about Jordan. Jordan, do you have any social media outlets?
I do, but
you don't it's
care
just
enough?
your life.
Yeah,
it's
no,
it's
sorry.
not anything interesting.
I talk about sports ball. That's about it.
Lots
So,
of sports ball.
lots of
You
sports
have a shrine to Peyton Manning.
I do. He's my... let's not go there. This is strictly NerdSync, so...
Yeah, we don't care about sports here.
Yeah.
I was just indulging you, but I completely blanked out as soon as you started talking. Something about a ball. I don't know.
All I have to say is, everything is awesome. Oh, it's a catchy song. That's
So
the part
good.
that'll leave you just...
Yeah,
It
that's
will stick with you for the whole, like, oh my gosh.
I've been singing it for
You've been singing it all day.
Ever since.
It even plays like a big part in the movie too, which I thought was hilarious. So
Well, guys, thank you guys for being here and watching the movie and
We done
talking about it.
we done spoiler casting.
We're
and
done
stuff.
spoiler casting.
That's
right. So if you didn't want anything spoiled, now we're not going to say anything.
We're not
about
gonna
the
say
movie.
anything more.
We're not going to say any more spoilers. And also, that's the end. So thank you for joining us. Remember to rate and review us on iTunes and subscribe as well. Follow NerdSync on Twitter and Facebook. And check us out on YouTube, obviously. That's where we're mostly active.
Yep. Occasional
And-
things on like Instagram. And
Oh, yeah, Instagram, Vine. We do some stuff there.
we actually just posted an Instagram video a little while ago.
We did recently post one, and and I've been posting pictures as well. So we're gonna continue
Basically,
doing that.
every social media.
We have to jump on it. We're not on Pinterest.
Oh,
we are
okay.
not,
We are not
We
there.
are on
Tumblr?
Pinterest. We are on Pinterest. I don't use it. I made it. I maybe put 2 things on there.
MySpace.
We do have a Tumblr. You said Tumblr, right?
I don't think I said.
So,
I
did you
said
say you
Tumblr.
said Tumblr? Yeah. We do have one of those.
We don't
I
have a
I
MySpace,
don't use
though.
it. Don't have MySpace.
Well, no one uses it.
Yeah,
anymore,
no
so-
one has a MySpace.
Apparently,
though.
a lot of musicians do.
Well, it's kind. I don't know. I felt like it was coming back anyway.
Yeah, like it's a music thing. Well, this doesn't matter to anyone.
Yeah.
Look, any social media site that is at least semi-popular, we have some stuff on it. And I can't promise that it's anything good, but go follow us anyway. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See ya.
There you have it, guys. Our unapologetic love for the Lego Movie. And I was going to bring this up on the podcast, but I didn't want to bore Jordan and Bryce, because this is the stuff that I find interesting that they might not find as interesting. I think I tried to bring it up a couple times, but the voice cast of this movie is incredible. Everybody is in this movie, it seems. So Will Arnett as Batman. Obviously, you have Elizabeth Banks as Wildstyle or Lucy. Alison Brie as Unikitty. I love Alison Brie. She's hilarious. And I believe we did talk about Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. Charlie Day as Benny from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Obviously, Will Ferrell. You had even like the little cameos. Will Forte played Abraham Lincoln. Of course, you have Morgan Freeman in it. Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum as, again, Green Lantern and Superman was really funny. You have a lot of other great people. Liam Neeson, of course. Nick Offerman, which blew my mind that he played Metalbeard because I did not recognize his voice at all. And, naturally the wonderful Chris Pratt in the lead role of Emmett. He's hilarious, and I can't wait to see what he can bring throughout the rest of his career, because he's one of my favorite people right now. Anyway, that's just some of the awesome voice cast that went into this movie, and I thought it was worth mentioning. So, with that said, we'll see you right here next week for more of the NerdSync podcast. See ya.
Everything is awesome.